Thank you. Thanks, folks. As you've heard, we're Wellington City Concert Band. It's a real privilege to be up here. We've brought 3 bands up with us this year round with well over 100 musicians, which is really cool. We're going to open our little set with a piece called The Barber of Seville Goes to the Devil by Gordon Jacob. It's described as a rumbustious, easy for me to say, parody of Rossini, written back in 1960. It's a lot of fun. Don't expect it to sound like The Barber of Seville. Cool. The next piece we're going to play for you is an American piece by a composer over there called Haley Woodrow. It's called In Two Places. I'm just going to read from her program notes because she can do it a lot more justice than I possibly could. So this is her speaking. One thing you'd never expect to do after graduating from college, getting married and being a homeowner is to move back in with your parents. Maybe we in New Zealand wouldn't expect to do that. But as it turned out, my husband and I found ourselves in this situation in the fall of 2013. Around the same time, I decided to finally follow my gut and go back to school for what I'd always wanted to do, music composition. Having a background as a jazz trumpet player, I luckily landed in a graduate assistantship in the jazz department at Texas Christian University. As great as it was, I felt pulled in several directions, not having the typical schedule of a composer, but not having the life of a performance major either. In this season of my life, I experienced conflicting feelings attached to my experiences with adulthood versus adolescence, homogeneity versus diversity, and the jazz approach versus the contemporary classical approach. In so many ways, I literally felt in two places at once. In Two Places is comprised of two main sections, both with strong melodies and a near constant eighth note motor. Present throughout the composition is a fight between the major and minor modes. The last statement of an open fifth is purposefully written that way to convey ambiguity. This is Haley Woodrow's In Two Places. You're going to enjoy it a lot. Okay, we're going to change things up quite substantially now. Again, I'm reading from programme notes. In an effort to write a modern-day barn burner, as well as a tribute of appreciation to George Gershwin and Gordon Goodwin, I picked up the concept, this is Samuel Hazo, sorry, that the seventh was the musical interval that Rhapsody in Blue kept so prominent. So I based the entire composition in sevens. Every part of this piece has a connection to the number 7. That connection could be a number of notes in the phrase, the time signature, the 7th step chord that a phrase is based upon, etc., etc. This is Samuel Hazo's 7th. thanks very much. And that brings us to our last piece of our set. Thanks so much for having us. It's always a real pleasure to get involved with this festival. We enjoy it a lot. And thanks so much to our organisers and all of that sort of stuff, the committee within the band. I'm saying we enjoy it a lot. They might enjoy it a little bit less, getting all these people up here, but it's a very worthwhile venture. The last piece we're going to play for you is Shostakovich's Folk Dances. This is very much a nationalistic piece from back in the 40s. Kind of think Russian versions of Jacob and Holst, that sort of stuff. It's been a real pleasure. This is Shostakovich's Folk Dances.
point.